The Underdog Producer here, Nicholas Zarrillo, and I'm going to do a M3GAN 2.0 review. There's going to be some spoilers, so I want to start by saying that I was a big fan of the first M3GAN. I like that they kind of were inspired by Chucky, and I thought that's where they were going to go with this franchise, and apparently they had different plans.
It's insane, right?
M3GAN 2.0 was a complete genre change. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's a personal opinion. To me, this movie felt like Terminator meets Transformers meets a Kung Fu movie, all packaged into M3GAN IP. So one of the first things that was apparent early on in the film was that this was a complete genre change. They really moved away from any horror aspect pretty much whatsoever, and it became a sci-fi movie, which is understandable because M3GAN is an AI movie, but they took it to the complete extreme.
It's insane, right?
Personally, I like M3GAN better as a killer doll, like Chucky, where she's the killer in the first movie. But for this one, M3GAN 2, she became a hero, which I guess is the path that was inspired by Terminator, where the Terminator was bad in the first one, and then became the hero in the second one. So that seems like the big inspiration here. In my opinion, since that's the path they took, that would only leave M3GAN 3 to be Rise of the M3GANs, or Rise of the Terminator type AI monsters or machines that M3GAN has to stop. That's really all they can, since they took this path, that's the only way they can go. They can't revert back to a horror film like Chucky, where I would have preferred. Another note is that M3GAN got transferred into another body, so she's no longer the doll version. She's like young adult height, which I think she should have stayed in the doll version. Also, the villain of the movie, the opposing AI robot, she had major Terminator 3 vibes. The Rise of the Machines, specifically the TX. If you don't remember, it's the robot that was wearing the full red outfit. There are positives here, okay? I'm not bashing the film, all right? There definitely are positives. One of the main positives I thought was the best part of the film, again, since they went away from horror and were more AI, sci-fi comedy, like the trend nowadays with the dark comedy. Jemaine Clement was definitely the show stealer in this film. Every time he got on the screen, he had me cracking up. It's just absolutely hilarious. So if you need a reason to see the movie, great reason right there. Now, as a movie, if we just take this movie as a standalone, all right, and we're not even thinking about this is a sequel to the first M3GAN, so as a standalone movie, it was a good movie. It was a fun movie, so I do recommend going to see it. Another positive is, and if you're a fan of the M3GAN, you're going to expect that she's going to do a dance, because that was the viral dance that literally became an attraction at Universal. They did it, so at that moment, it's like, oh, here it is. But it just didn't pop like the first one. Maybe it was a music choice, a situation choice. Maybe because the first one, it was horror driven. This one just didn't pop like the first one. So, but it was cool that they revisited the dance.
It's insane, right?
The scoring for M3GAN 2.0, I think it's gonna slowly go down on IMDb as more people see the movie, because the main fact of the genre change and steering away from the first M3GAN. So I think that as the diehard fans start to grade the film on IMDb, I think it's going to go lower. I think it's going to end up around a 6.1 maybe. I give the film 6.5. All right, still thought it was a good film. If it was a standalone film, again, not looking back, look at the first one, just as its own film, I would give it a 6.8 because it was still, as an AI movie, it was a fun AI movie. It wasn't boring. It was very entertaining. It had, like I said, it was part kung fu movie, so there was a lot of that in there. It was good sequences, great visual effects. Yeah, fun movie, but not Chucky. So, which I thought going into this movie, because I don't like to watch trailers, but going into this movie, I thought it was going to continue to follow that path that would be inspired by Chucky, but we're not even in the same realm anymore, or genre specifically. So there you have it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Going to be doing a lot of movie reviews as I continue to work on my film, The Mask Salem Chapter. So I'm going to update you with news on that as well. We got some big news on the cusp, and I'm going to hit you with it. All right, thanks.
It's insane, right?